Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gib The Great here, and I'm bringing you episode number 17 of our Pokemon X Wi-Fi Wednesdays. It's been a while since we've done this, since I've had my break and what have you. But you know what? I'm gonna get right into it. Today's episode is all about Eeveelutions. That's right, you guys. I did decide to use a team of Eeveelutions, and I'm gonna show you their setup here in a minute. But before we even get started with this video, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to Ultra Tech for all the latest Ultra Tech content. And as always, you guys, make sure you leave some feedback on how you found the battles and what have you. I was gonna say answer the question of the day, but we don't have a question of the day for this series. So anyway, guys, let's take a look at our team here. First off, we have Vaporeon, the Yes song. I got this Pokemon from a GTS trade, I think it was. So that's why it has like an awkward nickname for it. It's a modest Vaporeon with Water Absorb, holding the weakness policy for if it gets hit by like a Thunderbolt or something or a Leaf Blade, it should be able to live it. And then it can easily sharpen its attack and its special attack, which is very handy indeed. But this Vaporeon has got Wish, Rain Dance, Acid Armor, and Skulls, so it's kind of a setup Pokemon, but it really does work, you guys. Next up we have Jolteon, the Hardy Jolteon. I couldn't find a serious, like a competitive nature for it. So I just went with Hardy just because I think Hardy's neutral, and I think Hasty lowers and up something. I'm not sure about that. But either way, Jolteon has Volt Absorb. We're holding the Life Orb, so it can deal more damage while taking some damage to itself when it hits. It's got Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Thunder, and Thunder Wave. Next up, we have Flareon, the physical fire Pokemon. It's a jolly nature with Flash Fire, holding the Toxic Orb. So when it does get poisoned, Facade will do more damage. But it's got Flame Charge, Flare, Blitz, and Frustration. All F moves there on an F-type Pokemon, on a Fire-type Pokemon called Flareon. Alliteration. There you go. Next up, we have Umbreon, who is a jolly nature with Inner Focus, holding the leftovers because it is a stalled Pokemon, with a stalled moveset of Toxic, Curse, Wish, and Protect. Perfect moveset for Umbreon, I love it so much. Then we have Leafeon, the another physical evolution actually. It's adamant with Leaf Guard, which I actually think prevents status conditions in sunny weather. I'm not sure about that. But it's holding the Expert Bell, so super effective moves will do even more damage. But it's got Leaf Blade, Sunny Day, Synthesis, and Sword Dance. And then finally, you guys, with Glaceon, the Gentle. I think Gentle ups defense and lowers special defense, which to be honest is not that great. I'm not sure if it's the other way around, but I know Gentle like ups one defense and lowers another, I think. But anyway, Snowcloak boosts evasion in a Hailstone, which for Glaceon and this team is kind of a pointless ability. But either way, it's holding the Choice Scarf, which allows you to maybe outspeed your opponent, but it can only allow the use of one move. And those moves are Ice Beam, Frost Breath, Protect, and Attract. So let's just get one more quick look at a team, you guys, just before we head into the 3 vs 3 single battle, 6 vs 6 single battle, and a 6 vs 6 double battle that we have for you today. Okay guys, so we have our first 3 vs 4 single battle against TGW here. This was the really last minute battle, so I couldn't find a 3 vs 3. And to be honest, most people, like, when you bring 3 Pokemon, they'd expect you to do a 3 on 3, but I guess this guy didn't know what to do. But anyway, he had a weak Pokemon, so I've let him bring them all anyway. So he's got Shroomish, Charmander, Numel, and Durant. Well, I've brought my Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Umbreon. Now, to be honest, there are no threats here on the team. There are actually no threats here, apart from the Shroomish on the Vaporeon. Everything else is just checks. My team just checks his team. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our 3 vs 4 single battle. Now this wasn't really like a long battle at all, but I think it was a 13-turn battle. But to be honest, I think I just sent out Vaporeon first, just so I can easily set up. Because looking at his team are weak, and to be honest, if I can get set up with Acid Armors and stuff like that, then I should be set to go. But because Durant here has Hustle, it boosts his attack but lowers his accuracy. So that's the reason why 100 accurate move missed then. So that allows me to get 1 Acid Armor set up. He goes for another Crunch. This time it hits, but it doesn't do that much damage because now I have. Because before then I had Acid Armor set up. He hits the second one, but at this stage I go for another Acid Armor and my +4. So then he goes for an Iron Head and he misses, allowing me to get all 6 of my Acid Armor up. By the chance he goes for another Iron Head. and that time it hit. So now that I'm set up, I go for the wish because, you know, allowing me to set up with all my acid armors and what have you, which is really good. So now he swaps out the Durant and goes into Shroomish. Shroomish, to be honest, I know that I could do something. I control this battle at the minute, so that's why I went for Rain Dance right there. And the wish came true, which means that my Pokemon is now at maximum health. So I go for another wish just because I am expecting this Shroomish just to do some damage to me. It does decide to go for the Bullet Seed, but because it is physical, that only does 6 every time. And because that is a super effective move, Weakness Policy does activate, which means that this Scald is going to hurt, especially when it's Stab, it's in the rain, and it gets boosted by Weakness Policy. So at this point here, I'm in the rain, so I decide to go for the Scald, just thinking that I can one-shot this Shroomish. If it was a Breloom, maybe I could have one-shotted it, but to be honest, that Shroomish was going down either way. So I get my health back from the wish, and to be honest, he goes back out into Numel. So he brings in the Numel, which of course is Fire Ground, meaning that this Numel is going to die, especially when it's in the rain. It's Stab, it's super effective by 4 times. Nothing is surviving. So now he ends in Gloomander, which is his Charmander, and he goes for an Ember. He does outspeed me. He hopes to get the burn, but it does 4, and he doesn't even get the burn, unfortunately for him. So at this point, I'm just scolding everything in my path. So down goes the Charmander, and yeah, for me, this is kind of an easy victory. But the rain does stop as he goes out into his final Pokemon, which of course he brings it back to Durant. But to be honest, he does dig, which for him was actually a smart play, just to avoid a Scald. So that was a smart play, although if he can hit this attack, which he does, I was actually thinking he missed then, but he does hit the attack. So I'm going to go for a wish here, because I want to finish this battle on maximum HP if I can, just because to rub it in his face. I know that sounds mean and what have you, but I wanted this to be the perfect battle, and so far for me, it really has. So I get up the Rain Dance, just to make sure that this Scald will kill. I mean, it is a Durant. It does have some I think it has some decent defense, but its special defense is kind of booty. So if you ask me, he does go for the Bug Bite. And to be honest, I could have finished him right there and then just before. But I just wanted to set the rain up just to make sure it does kill him. And the Durant is dead. So that was a really good battle by TGW. I want to thank you so much for coming out and battling me in my 3 versus 4 single battle. So next up, you guys, we have our 6 versus 6 single battle against Alicia. And this is possibly the longest battle I've had playing Pokemon. This was kind of a prediction match, if you will. You know, we kind of swapped out on each other, which is actually very good. Anyway, I'll show you guys here in a minute. But after we go through her team was Kangaskhan, Scizor, Aegislash, Jellicent, a Gourgeist, and Miss Magius. Miss Magius is super fast, you guys. As you'll see in this here battle, she has 4 Ghost-type Pokemon, 1 Normal type, and a Steel Bug type, which can Mega Evolve. Of course, and Kangaskhan can Mega Evolve as well, but I'm just drawing out the basics here. And of course, because this is a 6 versus 6 single battle, sorry, I do bring my whole team. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead into this here battle. And I honestly think that this is my longest battle to date. You see here that this battle is 43 turns. That's a lot of turns. But either way, you guys, I do send in the Umbreon first just to see what she does. And straight away she's going to swap out, because you do realise that because she has Ghost-type Pokemon, sending in a Dark-type is going to be super effective. Although what she doesn't realise is that this is a Stall Umbreon, so I might as well just get set up with Curses and what have you. And to be honest, I can't really do anything. So I can't Toxic it, so I'm hoping that it's going to swap out either way. So the Scizor is going to set up with the Swords Dance as well. I'm just going to go for the Curses. Once you get set up, guys, with Umbreon, I'm pretty certain that unless you can't Toxic it with this moveset, pretty certain you've won. But because I realise that I can't Toxic it, I may as well see what it's going to do. So that's why I went for the Curse the first time. So I'm going to send in Flareon, and she's going to set up another Sword Dance, taking her to +4 on her Scizor. But because I've sent in the Flareon, this is going to be a quad effective Flare Blitz. So she kind of wants to swap out, if you ask me. So now she goes out into the Jellicent, which was, for her, a great prediction, because I really couldn't have done anything. If I went for Facade or Frustration, it wouldn't have affected it. and I do take recoil damage from the Flare Blitz and from the Poison Toxic Orb, sorry. So that was really great play from her. So I do swap back out into my Jolteon here, because Jolteon can be a threat to Jellicent here. Jellicent does decide to go for the Dazzling Gleam. I think she was predicting the Umbreon to come in, so that's why she went for the Dazzling Gleam. And she does reveal to us that she does have the Shell Bell. But of course she does want to get up out of there, and because I'm predicting that she's going to swap out into a Ghost type, I do go for the Thunder Wave just to make sure that whatever is on the field is going to be paralyzed. I mean, she doesn't have any Pokemon that can't be immune to paralysis. So at this point I do outspeed. Of course I'm going to outspeed with Jolteon, why not? And reveal to her that I do have Shadow Ball and that I'm Life Orbed. So, of course, she does go for the Will-O-Wisp, but it does miss, thankfully. I mean, I'm not a physical attacker anyway, but I'm trying to get this threat off the field. So she's trying to do whatever damage she can to me with Shadow Sneak, just before I do take out the Gourgeist, sorry, with a Shadow Ball. So down goes the Gourgeist, and Jolteon loses even more of his HP as she goes back out into Sizzle. Now at this point here, my Jolteon's done a fairly good job, so I might as well just sack it off, even though it does live with 9 hit points, which is very good. So I might as well just go for the Thunder Wave, hoping that I can paralyze it. And what do you guys know? It is paralyzed. And it tries to go for another Bullet Punch, but it's even more paralyzed. And I do go for the Thunder, but unfortunately it does miss. At that point, I'm like, okay, I can save this for the Jellicent or something. So I do swap out. I do go back out into Flareon here, where I can go for the Flare Blitz. And fortunately, it was paralyzed. But I do take more damage because I swapped out the Toxic counters reset. So I make the prediction here that she's going to swap out, and I go back out into Jellicent or something. So I double out and go out into Leafeon. So she's going to swap out, and she is in fact going to go out into a Jellicent, which is actually a great play by me. This is going to force her back out and swap out into something different. She's going to go back out into the Aegislash. Well, this allows me to get set up and go for the Sunny Day. Now, because my only offensive move, I think, was Leaf Blade, I really can't touch the Aegislash, but I can get a set up with my Flareon at least. So I do go back out into my Flareon here, hoping that the Aegislash does stay in, so I can Flame Charge or Flare Blitz it. And if that Toxic fail, because I am already poisoned, so I don't know who carries Toxic on an Aegislash, if you ask me. But I do go back out into Jolteon here, predicting that she does go into the Jellicent. Although that was bad play by me. Maybe she knew I was gonna go into the Jolteon. So that was good play by her. And either way, Shadow Sneak is still gonna be a powerful move. So at this point, I go out into Umbreon, thinking that I can do some decent, stall it out and force it out either way. So I force it out, and now she's gonna go into her Kangaskhan, which is actually a really good play. So I do get set up with the Wish here, and I think it's this turn that I realise that it is a Mega Kangaskhan. I mean, she didn't evolve her Mega Evolve as Scizor before, so that's why I knew that the Kangaskhan was coming out. So it goes for an Earthquake here, and because Kangaskhan has Parental Bond, Earthquake will do more and more damage it does half the damage, but I get hit both turns, really. That's all it is. So I do go for the Toxic here, but unfortunately I do miss it. And to be honest, I go for the Wish here. The Wish came true, and now she's locked into Outrage. So now that I know, because she's locked into Outrage, I do go for the I think I go for the Wish here, or no, I go for the Curse. Sorry, because I should be able to survive an Outrage when I've got one defense up, even if it is a crit. Plus, I do have leftovers as well, so in my case scenario, this really does help. So because it locks into Outrage, at this point here, I think I do go for the Wish this turn round, just because I know I can survive one. Whether or not, I think I went for the Wish. Yeah, I did. I don't see why I wouldn't have to go for the Wish, because next time round, when I did go for the Wish, I will protect this turn coming up next. So I do get some more HP back from the leftovers, and at this point in time, I go for the Protect. And of course, because she hasn't got confused yet, I'm going to go. She has one more Outrage to go before she is confused due to fatigue. And at this point, I get all my health back, plus with leftovers, and I'm basically back up to green. So at this point here, I'm free to go for a curse or a toxic. Just pretty much try and poison the Kangaskhan, or to get set up with more curses. So this is basically just a stall battle in itself for the minute, you guys. We are halfway through the match right now, because we are on our 22nd turn. Kangaskhan does break through the confusion and does go for our Dizzy Punch, making us confused ourselves and doing even more damage because of that parental bond. It got a crit, but I was really hoping that I could break through confusion here. Unfortunately, I did not, which kind of sucks, but although that leftover damage kind of brings me back to where I was before I got hit by the confusion, so it's kind of good. So because I'm confused first, I do go for the protect, just to see what this Kangaskhan is going to do to me. Does snap out confusion and does go for the Dizzy Punch, so the whole point of that turn was to make sure that I do get some leftover health back, just to make sure that I can withstand another Dizzy Punch, even if it is a crit or something that I can live on it. So at this point here, I think I snap out of confusion. I do not, but I think I break through. Yes, I do, and I go for the wish. Because that way, next time round, I can protect and get up at my health back. So this is a very much stall battle, guys. This is pretty much all Umbreon is used for. Just to stall Pokemon out and just to get them paralyzed or poisoned or what have you. So yeah. So this was a pretty good battle in itself, I must say. Even if it is my longest battle, probably because Umbreon sat on the field and is stalling out my opponent here. So because I went for protect that turn, and there's no point in trying for a double protect. So I think at this point I just go for a curse. You know, just to try and get more set up with my defenses and what have you. So I do go for the curse. I think I'm at +3 right now. But to be honest, the ball is in our court right now. She can very much, knowing that I have Toxic, she can very much swap out into a Scizor, which will then force me to swap out because I can't do anything to it. The only thing that I can pretty much do to Scizor with Umbreon is make it so it wastes all of its moves, but then we be sat here forever. And I really don't want that, you guys. So, Kangaskhan does become confused due to fatigue that time round, even if she only did use it twice. So at this point here, I'm going to go for a Wish, you know, just to get my health back. The whole point here is just to set up steel curses in between, like getting your health back and protecting. So she does actually swap out and go out into the Scizor, realizing that I can't touch her with Toxic. But I don't know why I went for Curse, probably because I knew I could take one and then, you know, what have you. So at this point I'm at -4 speed, but I'm at +4 attack and defense. So my wish comes true, and I do go for the leftovers do come real. And at this point here, I think I went for protect, just to make sure that if I did swap out, my Umbreon will be at full health. So the Scizor is paralyzed, or the Scizor is paralyzed. I don't know how the hell you say it. Different people have different ways of saying Pokemon's names. Okay, don't judge me. So my Umbreon is at full health just before I do swap out into Flareon here. So as I say, Flareon does come back out, forcing her to go for the Toxic, and she's kind of toxic on a lot of Pokemon herself, which is actually very interesting. So here we go with the predictions again. I'm predicting the Gelatin to come in, so I double out on her, and she does actually withdraw her Scizor and goes out into the Aegislash actually. So that was great predictions by her. And to be honest, I think I went for a misplay here, or misclick, sorry. I did go for the Sunny Day, when actually I think I went for this. I should have gone for the Soul Stance, just to try and set up. But although I was really just trying to get my, force the Aegislash out with a Sunny Day, and then swap back out into my Flareon. But a Sacred Sword from an Aegislash attack from Aegislash is gonna hurt. I don't know why she didn't go for another Sacred Sword, just because it would have killed me. But that misclick right there, you guys. I went for the Soul Stance. I did try to be greedy. So at this point, I know that she's going to go for the Shadow Sneak just to try and get some damage off to my Leafeon. Maybe kill it. Oh no, she does go for the Sacred Sword. Meaning that she does go for the predictions. Predicting my Umbreon to come in. And that brings me down to a lot of health. So that prediction right there, you guys, is what cost me the match. I did lose this match just because of that prediction play. Which is honestly... That's what doing a battle is all about, just making some good predictions either way. But I do go for the Wish just to try and get my Leafeon back up to full health. At least I think I get my Leafeon back to full health, because I do send in the Leafeon or the Flareon. you know, whatever floats your boat. So I'm predicting like her to swap out because she is in attack form, Aegislash. So I'd send in the Leafeon, and she is going to withdraw the Aegislash, sending in her, what is this? Her Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan, sorry. So at this point there's some like fate, but because I did swap out into my Leafeon, the wish is going to come true. See, at least Umbreon left a surprise for our Pokemon. But the Mega Kangaskhan reveals that it has Ice Beam. Now, Ice Beam can seriously do a number on my Leafeon. Fortunately though, I live on 5 hit points, but again, I try and be greedy. I didn't know that this thing would have Ice Beam, so to be honest, I don't really know why I'm preserving this thing. It's dead. So at this point here, I do send in the Yes Song here just to see what if it goes for another Ice Beam or Dizzy Punch. Goes for the Dizzy Punch, which was actually, like I say, a really good play again. Takes me down to half health, and I do get confused. So at this point here, I think I'm like trying to get set up with Acid Armor and stuff. I don't know if I go for the Wish first, I'm not sure. But either way, that Dizzy Punch is going to do some damage because it is stab, and it's from a Mega Kangaskhan as well. So down goes my Vaporeon, and she's just easily whittling away my Pokemon. So at this point here, I do go out into Glaceon, as she does go for another Dizzy Punch, which does take me down to below half health. The first Dizzy Punch gets me confused. I mean, there's really much and nothing I can do, you guys. Mega Kangaskhan is OP, that's why it's Ubers. But I'm hoping for the freeze here with the Glaceon. I mean, of course, now I'm Choice Scarfed into Ice Beam, but there's really nothing I could do. I was hoping that if I sent in Glaceon, I could get the freeze with the Ice Beam. But unfortunately, I didn't. So now it's just a case of, okay, can I kill this Mega Kangaskhan? Can I kill this Uber's Pokemon? Earthquake. Flareon is not living that. So she's just whittling away my Pokemon with Mega Kangaskhan here. And I think the only Pokemon I've got left is Leafeon. I think this is my last Pokemon. I'm not sure whether or not. I've still got the Jolteon who's alive. Although thinking about that now, I think Jolteon might have died earlier. Yep, Jolteon died earlier. So that was a really great battle, Alicia. I want to thank you so much for coming out. That was the greatest battle. Many predictions were made, and it was just great. It was a really fantastic battle. So with that, you guys, let's move ahead and go into our 6 versus 6 double battle against Alex. Alex has a team of Exploud, I can never remember this guy's name, Barbaracle, Corphagyrus, Tyranitar, Credilli, and Greninja. And of course, I'm bringing in my same team. So this is a well-diverse team for Alex. You know, they've got a Ghost type, a normal type, a very fast Water type, a Mega being Mega Tyranitar, Credilli who can take hits, and a Barbaracle as well. Sorry about that, guys, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our double battle here. Well, I just take a moment to catch my voice. Let me just take a sip of water here. Oh, that's the good stuff. So, the double battle is going to come here right now. She does have, or he does have, I should say. I'm so used to saying she now, just because we had a double battle with a she. He does have Credilli and Greninja out first when I sent him my Flareon and Leafeon. So at this point, I went into Vaporeon, just because I was thinking that the Greninja was going to attack the, Flareon with Surf or something. Or with Water Shrieking, I don't know. Or Scald, maybe. But the Credilli is trying to set up with the stockpiles here, which is honestly very annoying. And there's the Ice Beam, and that's going to get hit on Glaceon, or Leafeon I should say, not Glaceon. Why did I say Glaceon? Glaceon's an Ice type. I don't know, guys. But this was a 15-turn battle. So while I'm trying to get set up with Acid Armors here, I can see that Credilli is going to go for an Energy Ball on the on Vaporeon here. That is a special move, so of course that is going to mean something to Vaporeon, and it's going to take it down to a serious amount of low health. So now I send in the Glaceon with the Choice Scarf, because I know that while Greninja swaps and goes out into the Dark type now to kill the Yes Song off. Poor Yes Song. I do outspeed, of course, with the Choice Scarf. I need to go for Attract. So now I'm Choice Scarfed into Attract, which is honestly, it's kind of good, because I think we have 2 males on the field right now, so it'd be good if I can get them like status inflicted, infatuated with love, so they really can't touch me or what have you. But either way, I do send in the Jolteon. The Jolteon, of course, is going to paralyze the Greninja, hoping that it does. Of course, it's going to be like it's going to move really slowly now, and it is going to be paralyzed, which is for me fantastic. So Glaceon does go for another Attract, this time on the Credilli. I mean, I'm not going to use Attract on my own Pokemon, goddammit. Why would I do that? But the Credilli is in love with Glaceon, and it does become immobilized, meaning that basically right now I'm just crippling their Pokemon with Thunder Wave and Attract. So at this point here, I think I use Attract. Yeah, I've already infatuated both of their Pokemon. But to be honest, I'm trying to play smart. I'm thinking that maybe Alex swaps out into another Pokemon. But unfortunately, he does go for an attack on my Jolteon. Does get the poison off with the Sludge Bomb. Greninja is going to go for a nice slash on the Glaceon, doing some decent damage because it's going to be a 3-hit KO either way. Jolteon is going to get hit by poison, but I do hit the Thunder this time round. I know I couldn't hit it last time, and I do take the Greninja down to red. Unfortunately, not enough to kill it, but either way, it's paralyzed, so it can't hurt me. And same with the Credilli as well. I think that was paralyzed as well. So while the Jolteon does some more damage from the poison, I'm going to go for a safe Thunderbolt and just kill off the Greninja. You know, there's no point in going for a Thunder just to kill it off when I know we can hit it with a 100% accurate move. But of course, I don't know why I'm not swapping out into another Pokemon to get rid of the attracting Glaceon right now. I mean, Glaceon is very attractive, guys. Come on, look at Glaceon. Look at it. She's beautiful. But the Mega is now on the field in the form of Mega Tyranitar. And of course, Alex does Mega Evolve straight away because, you know, it's got Sandstream either way. So, it doesn't really matter. Could mean the Sandstream's already activated it. So, there's no... Tyranitar is really slow as it is. So, I should have both outspeed with Choice Scarf and Jolteon. So, it's now paralyzed and in love. So what they really want to do is get rid of the Glaceon first, just to try and get rid of the infatuation. Tyranitar goes for Stone Edge. Now I don't know why it didn't go for Stone Edge on Glaceon. It's super effective. I have no idea. I don't know what Alex was thinking, but he could have easily got rid of my Glaceon right there and then. But right now I do go into Flareon just because of Flare Blitz. Now, I know I can't touch it, but at least I can do neutral damage onto the Cradilly. Even if it does have... I think it has 2 stockpiles up at this point, or 3. It's either 2 or 3, one or the other. But the Tyranitar is still, of course, going to be in love with Glaceon, and Tyranitar is just wrecking everything on Glaceon's right side of her. Because... Oh, I know why. I know why. Because I'm Choice Scarfed. He knows I'm Choice Scarfed into Attract. So that's why he keeps on going for the Pokemon on my right. Why did I not swap out? I have no idea. So that's why he keeps on killing off like Flareon, Jolteon, all those Pokemon on the right side of Glaceon, just because he knows I'm Choice Scarfed into Attract, and he's wondering why doesn't he not swap out. But for some strange reason, he now attacks a Glaceon. And a Glaceon does live on 6 HP, I think that was, I'm not sure. But either way, Sandstorm kills it. Which means that because Glaceon did die, the Cradilly and Tyranitar are no longer gonna become infatuated, and my Umbreon is the only Pokemon left on the field. This is not good, you guys. So the Tyranitar goes for the Stone Edge, and because I do get a Curse Up, that is, of course, not going to do as much damage. But Umbreon is, of course, going to get buffeted by the Sandstorm. And that Wish will become effective when I go for Protect this turn. I think I went for Protect. Oh no, I went for Curse. Never mind, you guys. In case you don't know, this is post-commentary because, you know, you can't see a battle timer and the turns are just running quickly anyway. So this is post-commentary, so... And I think, yeah, this was a last minute battle. I think I only recorded like this yesterday. Or, like, actually did the battles yesterday, I should say. So that's why it was very last minute. But the Umbreon's wish does come true. And I think at this point I'm just trying to like do whatever I can. I'm trying to stall out the Pokemon. Which, to be honest, I know I'm dead, and I can't really touch them because they're both paralyzed, so I can't even Toxic them. So I don't know what my mindset was. I really should have just forfeited the battle. But I'm a time waster, you guys. I actually am a time waster. Because, I mean, this is only the... This is the 13th turn. 14th turn, I do go for Protect. So I do die next turn. Cradle is going to be paralyzed, and of course, Stone Edge doesn't hit the Umbreon just because of Protect. I do get leftovers back, almost taking me to maximum health. And my voice is slowly wearing away, so at this point here, he withdraws Cradilly and goes out into Rocky, which is his Barbarical. So at this point here, I do go for the Wish, just to try and get all my health back. And then Tyranitar goes for the Stone Edge, and I think this is where it gets the crit. It does get the crit, and Umbreon does go down. I mean, Stone Edge has a high chance to crit, that's why his accuracy is so low as it is. I mean, it's more than a flip coin. You have a... If you flipped a coin, like, I think it's like the case with Hypnosis. You know, it's a 60% chance to hit, but whenever you're playing Pokemon, it doesn't seem to battle. It's like, if you flip a coin, you have a 50-50 chance. You know, you have a 50-50 chance of finding Hypnosis if it was 50 accuracy. But I miss every time, and I don't know why that is. I guess that's just Pokemon's, like, form of probability, either way. But either way, guys, I'm just rambling on here, even though it is the end of the video. So I want to thank Alex for that amazing 6 vs 6 double battle. You know, comment down below what you thought of the battle, you guys. What you thought of the battle, you guys. And of course, we're gonna have 2 more episodes where we do have to form new teams before we have a 5th compilation team. So if you guys did enjoy this episode of Pokemon X Wi-Fi Wednesdays, make sure you hit that like button if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're new to Ultra Tech for all the latest Ultra Tech content. And as always, you guys, comment with your feedback on the battles. But you guys have been amazing. I've been Gib The Great. This is me, signing off.